Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today we're going to talk about some data. So get ready to get your nerd on and talk about Facebook Insights. So all of us have Facebook. Everyone's using Facebook for their business. There's very few businesses that don't have a Facebook business page. And most of us, though, don't ever really look at the free data insights that are provided on Facebook. So if you have a Facebook business page and you have more than 10 likes or 10 people that are following your page, you're going to be able to see Facebook Insights. And Facebook Insights is a tab that allows you to look at data. It shows you several different versions of views that can slice and dice your data for you, right? So this is the top 10 data insights that you can get from Facebook. So basically you can see how many people are looking at your page, how many views you got, how many likes you're getting. You can check out, which stories are getting the most views. You can look at your videos. You can look at the engagement on the post. All this stuff comes from Facebook Insights, and it's all free to use for anybody who has a business page or any kind of business-like page. So Facebook Insights is something I've used extensively throughout my time doing my own business. I set up my first business 10 years ago. In the last 10 years, I've trained a lot of people on data. I've trained a lot of virtual assistants to use the data in Facebook Insights to help their clients get more value out of Facebook. It's a great tool that you should be using, especially if you're investing in Facebook. If you're paying someone to manage your Facebook, if you're running Facebook ads, if you're running a lot of events through Facebook, if you have like an Eventbrite where you connect it to Facebook, whatever you're doing to be able to use Facebook to drive revenue, you want to make sure you're always checking your insights. So I'm going to share with you my top 10. Number one is you just go to the overview tab. And if you go to your menu bars and you look under more on your business page, under the menu bar more, you're going to see insights. And you click on insights, it's going to take you to your overview page. That's a macro look of all the recent posts and all the different graphs and charts you see that show you kind of what's happening on your page over the last several months or weeks, depending on what kind of view you want to have it looked at. But basically you get a sense, a pulse of where things are at and where they've been, and get an idea of where they're going. So you can start making decisions on what works on social media, what works on Facebook and what doesn't, what you should do more of and what you should stop doing. You get that kind of insight by looking at this stuff on a regular basis. Basically, you want to copy what's working and improve it, and you want to stop doing or fix things that aren't working. And you don't know for sure if you're not looking at your Facebook Insights. Yeah, you can get some sense by comments or shares or likes, but you want to kind of look at that as comparison to other things. You want to look at that compared to other videos, things you've done in the past. You want to get a sense of really where the trajectory of your business is going, and overview helps you. Next is that you can drill down to certain tabs and look at things like Facebook likes. How many likes have you had, and how many unlikes? And what are certain things that you're posting on certain days that are driving an increase in likes or even an increase in dislikes? What's going on is more than just the number, but the pattern of what's happening. It shows you the growth, the averages, the sources of the likes. You want to make sure you're getting a good sense of where people are coming from when they like your page, so you can see if they're coming from different outside sources, they're coming from different parts of Facebook, what's driving them to like you. Next, you can look at reach, right? One of the cool tabs is reach. It shows you exactly how many people you have a chance to be in front of. So this is your audience that are able to see what you post. Now, not all of them are going to actually see it in their newsfeed because they're going to scroll through real quick. A lot of people aren't going to see things because of algorithms that generate what pops up in their newsfeed, but this is your potential reach, right? It informs you about your Facebook page and your posts and the factors that increase or decrease your reach. You can see them all in a cool graph there. Number 4 is page views, right? So the page views tab is a little like the traffic report in Google Analytics. It helps you learn about your views and top traffic sources. Where are people coming from? And you can break it down by total views or sections. If you have a Facebook page with multiple sections, which most of us do, you can go ahead and look at different things. So your Facebook sections can be where people are spending more time viewing. Next up, you want to talk about actions on a page. What are they doing on each page? When they come to your Facebook page, what are they doing? You can look at the Facebook actions on page tab, and it will tell you, people come there to click on your website, they click on directions to your office, they click on your phone number, they click on the actions button. That really gives you a sense of what they're doing when you come to your site. So if your business primarily runs people calling you, then the action buttons that show your phone number should be high. If people are coming to Facebook and then going off to your website to sign up for something or do something, if they're clicking on directions, it means they're trying to find your location. This can be very powerful in helping you figure out how to get more people to where you want them to go by looking at actions on a page. The next one is post, right? You look at the post tab and it contains all the information about post, and it tells you time of day. This is really a valuable stuff. When people are seeing and liking and interacting with your posts. This is important because we have to find the sweet spot, right? When are most of our audience most likely to view what we put on Facebook? This is what we use this data here to make that decision. This is what we do with my companies, that I have doing analytics training, doing virtual staffing. I have VAs that manage the Facebook pages for those businesses, and they look at this a lot to make sure that we're always on top of our posting times. Like for us, we know we want to make sure that you really have the perfect time figured out for you when to post. Number 7 is events, especially if a lot of you are using Eventbrite to do a lead capture and then you publish the Eventbrite through your Facebook events page. It allows you to kind of like take the best of both worlds. So you're getting your Facebook to share it across Facebook easily, and then it's driving people to Eventbrite to sign up where they have to give you their email address. So it's a great way to really build leads. So whether you're doing events through Facebook or you're just doing events through Facebook by itself, Eventbrite through Facebook or just a Facebook event by itself, you really want to manage the data here. You want to make sure that you're understanding which events are giving you the best reach, which ones give you the best responses, and which one gives you clicks on tickets, especially if you're going to monetize those ticket clicks, if there's some kind of cost for people to sign up. Again, integrates really well with Eventbrite. But in general, you can use the events tab to really understand how people are doing things around your event and how you can increase your event's success by understanding the insights here. Number 8 is videos. There's a videos tab that will tell you exactly how many 3-second views you have, how many minutes people are into how many are the average minutes viewed, what's the total time minutes viewed. You can look at performance for metrics from certain videos that really help you understand what's causing you to be successful and not. Every video you record and post on Facebook, you want to get a sense of which ones are really being watched, not just liked by people that are your friends or family, but are being watched all the way through, that are being watched. And this is something that you can do in conjunction with YouTube. So what I suggest you do is that you post a video on YouTube and you share it from YouTube to Facebook. And when you do that, you're going to get YouTube stats, very similar, but more powerful and better. And then you also post that same video on Facebook as a Facebook post, so that you're able to look at the two stats together side by side. It means that you're double posting, but you can basically have one live on your news feed on your profile page, or you can put two out there, put them at different times. You don't want to put them back to back at the same time because people are going to see two videos that look the same that go to different places. It gets confusing. But for the insights, you definitely want to make sure that you can look at things like organic versus paid. So if you're paying for ads, you also want to make sure that you have the ability to look at unique viewers versus repeat viewers, autoplays, and different categories of data you can look at. Really helpful if you want to understand what's working with your videos. Number 9 is people, right? So this is the one that I think is really cool. This is one I always look at to make sure my company is spot on where it wants to be. And my company, DMAI, so it's a company set up in the Philippines to do analytics training. And our target market are people that work in call centers that are, kind of beyond entry level, but not quite senior. So the demographic, the location, the age breakdown, the gender of my target market, as you see in this visual here, is exactly what it should be. So the people tab is a simple overview to tell you about the people like your page. Who are they? So if you're targeting your business to a certain demographic, a certain gender, a certain age, a certain geographic location, and your Facebook views are not matching where your target market is, then there's something wrong with what you're putting on Facebook. It's not getting to the people you want it to get to. So you can make tweaks on what you post and how you post it and what you're using to post by looking at the demographics. The last thing I'll share is about messages, right? So your messenger insights will talk to you about who's messaged you, who's used the messaging app in Facebook to talk to your business, how many people have messaged you that you have to reply back to, how many new messages lead to connections. You can really get an idea of the metrics of your messaging. And if you have a very interactive Facebook page and you have a VA or a team member managing that Facebook page, the goal really is to build the interaction up so that there's conversations going back and forth. And this is something that, especially when you're bringing in somebody new and you're kind of onboarding them to what you do, you're giving them an idea of what your business is all about and how they can benefit from being part of your circle of people, how you can build influencers, how you can actually even make sales. Looking at the metrics messaging tab will help you understand what you can do and who should do what. Some things we can automate, some things we can put chatbots, some things we should have a live person do, some things you can do yourself, some things you can delegate to a VA. You'll get a sense of this by looking at the messages and then tying that to the metrics in the metrics tab for messages. So that's basically the high level of what Facebook Messages is all about, right? So Facebook Messages is one of the 10 things I talked about as far as what you can do when you go to Facebook Insights. There are others. These are just the top 10 that I think are important for you to study. If you are a data person, then this all makes sense to you. Do more of it. If you don't really like data, you don't understand it, you look at charts and graphs and it kind of like gives you a nosebleed, hire someone to do that. Hire a virtual assistant. We have a team of virtual assistants that can help you manage your social media, specifically Facebook. And we can do that by using all these Facebook Insights. So if you want to be able to focus on what you do best, hire Sonic VA to do all the rest. We help you build more consistency, deliver more clarity of message, and build more certainty between you and your clients and you and your audience by doing things like this, by using the Facebook Insights, conduct analysis of your business. We can help you manage your social media. We can even create cool graphics and videos for you. You can record raw content. We can put everything around it to make it a really professional YouTube-ready video. So that's my talk for today. Really quick and simple, just 10 things to look at. Go to Insights. Walk yourself through it. Figure out what you didn't know, what surprises you. Figure out what validates what you did know. Figure out what you're doing right and what you need to make changes to. And then build in time to do this on a regular basis. You should be looking at your insights a couple times a month. And again, if it's not your cup of tea, make this one of your VA's jobs. If you're on social media a lot, especially Facebook, and you're not using the data that comes free to help you understand your business, you're kind of like get one eye closed. And it's really, really hard to be successful on Facebook not using insights. So there you go. I want to thank you for your time. Now go out there and learn something new about your Facebook page.